Hey guys, this is Dave. I'm back with another video talking about Rocket Lab today. We have some news items to go over, but first of all, I just wanted to cover a few things about the channel. Number one, thanks for everyone who commented in the last video. There's a lot of great discussions going on there. I actually didn't expect anywhere near that level of response. A lot of really in-depth and detailed discussion going on. The second thing, and it kind of has to do with that first item as well, is that I'm going to start posting my Discord link on every video now and sort of advertising it to you guys. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's basically just a place where we can all hang out and talk in more detail. As I said previously, YouTube comments are nice, but they're not really great for back and forth interaction or really in-depth discussions, or if you want to do talk about your whole bull case on a stock. So if you're interested in joining my Discord server, it's completely free. Just click on the link down in the description. You can talk with other like-minded investors, share ideas, and really just we're all gonna keep working together and try to make some money together. So hope to see you in there, and if you haven't used it before, you can either download the application or use it through your internet browser. It supports, text-based channels as well as voice channels or even video calls, sharing files, and all sorts of good stuff. So hope to see you there. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and cover the latest Rocket Lab news from the past week. First off, just starting with the stock, we had a pretty good day on Friday, up 1%. However, we did kind of underperform the NASDAQ for some reason. It was up 1.79%, whereas the S&P 500 was up 1.9%. Dow Jones was actually up over 2%, which is a very good day for the stock markets. But yeah, for some reason, Rocket Lab only up 1% there. Usually it tends to outperform or underperform depending on how the markets do. It's kind of a high beta mover, so on bad days it'll go down more than the markets, on good days it'll go up more than the markets type thing, at least often I find. Not too sure what the underperformance was. I couldn't find any sort of news. Let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas as to why it might have underperformed on this specific day. Be sure to check it out. Next up, we're obviously going to talk about the launch. It was a successful launch for the mission WISE 1 Looks Ahead. This launch was for the National Reconnaissance Office from Launch Pad A, Launch Complex 1 in New Zealand. Great to have customers like this, U.S. intelligence agencies, kind of, classified type launches or high value type launches to be trusted by these government agencies is great. I'm actually surprised they're willing to launch from New Zealand. A lot of these types of payloads, they don't want to ship out of the country. That's kind of the reason, or one of the reasons it's great for Rocket Lab to have a launch pad in the United States now. But nevertheless, apparently it was fine to launch this one out of New Zealand. The next mission, also for the National Reconnaissance Office, will be happening soon from Pad B at that same Launch Complex 1. There was no recovery attempt on this mission, unfortunately. I'm not too sure if it's because they just weren't ready yet to try it again. They're still reviewing the data from the last attempt, or perhaps it's just the launch profile and the type of orbit the satellite needs to go to. They're not able to bring the rocket back and catch it successfully. So unfortunately, we're not seeing a recovery attempt on this one. I kind of doubt we'll see the recovery attempt on the next launch either, since it's also from the same customer. But, maybe the one after that we'll see a launch. Definitely looking like we're on a pretty good cadence for the quarter, though. We've got 2 launches really in the month. Usually you're shooting for a launch per month with Rocket Lab is kind of the bar you're looking for here. So we're looking good for Q3. Next up, we have news item about Rocket Lab's Advanced Solutions team supporting a DARPA mission. Advanced Solutions was a company acquired by Rocket Lab back in 2021. And in June, 2 Mandrake 2 spacecraft demonstrated maintaining optical communications at a range of 114 kilometers, transferring 280 gigabytes of data between the satellites over a 40-minute period. So just really a demonstration of technology mission, proving out capabilities. And on this mission, Rocket Lab provided the MaxFlight Software, guidance, navigation control, design and analysis, Max ground data system, and mission operations. The Rocket Lab team is responsible for daily spacecraft health and status monitoring, payload tasking, and trajectory control between the spacecraft to support the optical cross-link testing. Rocket Lab also supplied the star trackers and reaction wheels for the spacecraft, enabling the high-precision altitude determination and control required to achieve the optical communications link. So great to see that this mission was a success. This revenue would obviously fall onto the space system side of the house, which is nice to see. I always find the space system section of the company is a little bit more of a black box. It's hard to tell what's going on there, whereas with launch, it's always extremely clear. We can see how many launches happen in a given quarter, kind of use that to forecast what the revenue is going to look like. But on the space system side, I find it very difficult to track and forecast or make estimates for a quarter. So nice to see some information here. And if you have any further information on ways to track their space systems revenue, be sure to let me know either down in the comments or in our Discord server. So more on their MaxFlight software. Rocket Lab's Advanced Solutions developed MaxFlight Software, as I said previously. The MaxFlight software is used by leading aerospace prime contractors, the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Department of Defense organizations, NASA, and commercial spacecraft developers and operators. So they just successfully completed their 50th mission milestone using this software. And congratulations to Rocket Lab and to Advanced Solutions. To support growing customer demand for flight, software, mission simulation, and guidance, navigation, and control services, Rocket Lab is actually expanding into a new space system complex in Littleton, Colorado. Great to see that they're expanding their footprint there, and this space systems side of the business really does seem to be booming right now. A lot of these acquisitions, at least as far as I can tell, have been turning out quite well lately. Next up, just going over the next mission, should be happening pretty soon. It's going to be called Antipodean Adventure, and that is, of course, also for the National Reconnaissance Office. The rocket will be the Electron. The launch window is no earlier than July 22nd, 2022, and it's from Launch Complex 1, Pad B. Again, on this one, I doubt there'll be a recovery attempt, but I'm really looking forward to the next attempt. Can't wait to see it. Finally, I just wanted to share some images from the brand new James Webb Space Telescope as it has finally successfully finished its commissioning phase. The telescope has been over 20 years in the making, and Rocket Lab's Solero did contribute solar panels to the satellite, so even in some small way, if Rocket Lab has helped contribute to this great new satellite, that's extremely exciting to see. The satellite is going to usher in a brand new era of astronomy. It's extremely powerful, much more powerful than even the Hubble. It views images in the near and far infrared spectrums, and it is really an amazing piece of technology. So let's look at some of these new pictures if you haven't seen them already. First up, we have a ultra deep field image. All these little dots are actually galaxies, billions and billions of light years away. We're seeing galaxies, probably the oldest one in this image is 13.9 billion light years away, which is absolutely amazing. We also do have a gravitational lensing effect happening here to allow us to see even further. The crazy thing about this picture is, as per the NASA administrator, the portion of the night sky you're seeing in this picture is as if you had one grain of sand on your finger. You held that finger up as far away from yourself at arm's length as you could, and the portion of night sky that grain of sand is covering is basically this entire image, what we're seeing. So extremely zoomed in from extremely far away. We've never seen anything this far away, and plus it just looks super cool. Here we have a side-by-side, same location of sky as imaged by Hubble versus James Webb. So it's just really amazing how much clearer and how much more detail we see. Another one here, this is actually pretty amazing as well. We can see the Hubble on the left and the James Webb on the right. So much more detail, so much more depth. And we can also see through the gases using that infrared spectrum to see stars behind these amazing gas formations. Just a final one here. I mean, there's many more, and I recommend you check them all out if you can, but this is an extremely cool looking formation of space, and we have just a massive amount of stars in the background that are all obscured by gases in the Hubble image on the left. But again, James Webb is able to see through those gases because it's not in the visible spectrum of light, and we were able to learn so many new things. So extremely excited to see what this telescope has in store for us, and glad that Rocket Lab played a small role in the development of this satellite, even though the portion of the company that provided the panels was acquired after the satellite was made. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Just a quick news update on Rocket Lab. Next week, we'll have a lot more interesting content. I've got some deep dives planned on a few different topics, so stay tuned for that. We've also got earnings season coming up, so we'll be looking forward to Rocket Lab's earning calls and finding out more about their Q2 results. Also try to do maybe a bit of a forecast on what I think their numbers might come out to be. Although, as I've said, it's really hard with the space system side of the business to track how it looks like they're doing. So there could be surprises on that end. But that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.